What's up, everybody? Once again, this is Team B Presents here with Bill Mack. Bullet B is not going to be joining us this evening. He has some other projects and things he's working on, so we'll look forward to back to hopefully the next video we do. Team B Presents. Today we'll be making a video for you, basically the next WWE pay-per-view event, which will be September the 20th, and that pay-per-view event will be the Night of Champions, where all the championships are on the line. You see, there won't, every single one of the championships from the World Heavyweight Championship all the way down into the Divas title will be up for grabs in this pay-per-view. There's still a few matches as of going here. This video is a tad bit early than the pay-per-view, but basically the matches are setting in stone, the last two or three that will soon be added to the card. So we're kind of looking forward to hopefully, a great pay-per-view, one that people will be able to enjoy. Hopefully, we hope some things will work, as we'll get into more later in the discussion about the results. So I'm basically going to run through the card for you, and I'll give you my thoughts, opinions, each match, and then I'll give you my choice, my prediction for who'll win that match. So hopefully this will be a good video, and just we'll dive right in into the video. One of the first matches that we have lined up today for us will be a triple threat match between The Miz, The Big Show, and Cesaro. And as we all have known, The Big Show and The Miz have been, part of yet again another triple threat. I don't know if these guys, if they just don't have a storyline for them, which I understand why I'm making a triple threat. You don't want the two heels facing each other. But, that's why Cesaro, I guess, was thrown in. So at least the fans will have somebody that they can cheer for. A heel versus heel match really isn't a good match. I mean, the competitors, yes, but for the business, when you basically want a face, and there's someone that the fans can at least cheer for to keep their attention. Big Show obviously against The Miz would not be a good idea for that. I think really people are ready for the Big Show to retire. The Miz has kind of faltered here along the last few years, ever since he had his WWE title reign. But Cesaro, on the other hand, Cesaro to me, I feel like is one of these is up on the rise. He has a good fan appeal as far as the fans getting behind him. Cesaro is a great wrestler. He has had some really hard-fought matches here the last few months, whether it's been John Cena he's fought, whether it's been Kevin Owens he's fought. No matter who it's been a good thing that he has been able to put on a good match, and one that the fans can really get behind, I think. And I feel that really the only thing that's really keeping him from getting higher up is that he doesn't have that fan connection. I mean, all the great stars have it. Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, even John Cena. They all have this appeal to the crowd. Whether you like them or you hate them, there's that connection to the crowd that each one of them has on their own. Now, Cesaro is, he's been in WWE for a little while, and he's went through many different shifts, but if he could just, as his babyface pull, if he could basically come out and, basically find something, some little niche or something that can really connect him to the crowd and the audience and the WWE Universe, I feel like he would go over really well with them. The fans like his swing that he does. They can get behind him. He's getting that face push, which I think is owed to him because he needs to be one of the young rising stars. WWE has a problem with trying to make their stars and push them. You see John Cena. He really, out of the last 10 years, has been one of the only few that they've really pushed. I mean, you got like Edge. When he was there, he got pushed, and all. But really, there haven't been too many you can count on your hand that really WWE and Randy Orton, I'll say Randy Orton, have really pushed over the last 10 years to really kind of stand above them all. I mean, and that's what the main issue with WCW was that they would not manufacture, more young talent. They kept the older talent, up there on top, and really didn't develop the younger ones talent. And WWE seems like they're starting to fall in this category as well, to where they basically aren't able to, push that young talent. Cena is, and the bad thing is that Cena is the one that's standing in everybody's way. He keeps making his big deal that everybody has to go through him. Getting that brass ring, as Vince put it, is one of the issues, and the only way they can get it is going through Cena. But who is deemed Cena, even though he's the golden boy of WWE, Superman Cena, as I like to call him? Who designated him to be the guy that says these people can go and they can't? One of my favorites um, is gets held back. Gets held back because of certain politics. But not straying off the subject here, not getting away from it, but it was relating to Cesaro and just getting that push. But hopefully it'll be a great match. I'm looking at Cesaro pull out the win. Yeah, it's the face. I feel like something will happen between the Big Show and Miz, and somehow Cesaro will come out on top. It will be good to have that another win, win off a triple threat against the Big Show and Miz. So I think that will be the next match. Next thing that'll happen is if he gets that win, is basically hoping that he will get it. So up next on the card, we have the WWE Tag Title match, and this will have the two different groups, tag teams, facing off against each other. In one corner, you have the WWE Tag Team Champions, which is the New Day. Now, New Day have morphed slowly towards becoming a face. They're not full-fledged faces yet. They're still teetering on that line, but I would imagine the next 2 or 3 months or less than that, excuse me, that they'll start to tread on that face tag team. But they are the 2-time tag team champions, and I feel like they've come from that whole New Day rocks to New Day sucks to New Day rocks again. But at least by the fans are starting to cheer that. So, they're a good tag team, very funny tag team. They've been kind of, I guess the comedy has kind of helped them to bring that babyface, I would say, attention, or, the cheering that they're getting now is more of that because of the comedy that they're doing, and they're not taking it as serious as they did. But they're still, like I said, they're still not full-fledged faces yet. So they're battling up against somebody that's the opposite. This team is not a new team. This team has been well established for over, I would say, decades. I would say. New Day were defending their titles against none other than the Dudley Boys. Yeah, that's right, the Dudley Boys. Devon and Bubba Ray have came back, made their return after 10 years of not being in a WWE ring. They have made an impact. Dudley Boys get a pop. They're part of the Attitude Era. They get a big pop, and they always have. And that's one thing that the WWE has been in need of, is those big pops. They don't get them like they used to anymore for the reasons I mentioned just a few minutes ago, as far as pushing talent. But I'm satisfied. I've watched Devon, and he's gotten stronger. They've gotten a little older, but Bubba Ray, and I've watched his career basically since he left WWE. He went to TNA, and he was Bully Ray there. And I like his persona. I still see that he still's got a few. He and Devon still have quite a few more matches still left in the tank. So why not bring them back? They're fan favorites. Vince always tries to find a way to get pops, and that's who basically is after, is getting that attention, getting those ratings in, is what he is wanting to have. So, and Dudley Boys are multi-time tag champions, and every promotion they've been to, they've always had those won the tag titles. So very impressive resume by them. And that leads me to my prediction for this match. And I feel like throughout the match that it's going to be, in the end, it's going to be a good match, I feel like tables will somehow be involved in it. But my choice for this match will be, and it shouldn't be a shock, is that I feel that team the Dudley Boys will come back and reclaim their hold on the WWE Tag Titles, and rightfully so. What better team than you got than having Team 3D Dudley Boys? I'm used to calling them Team 3D after so long, but the Dudley Boys, atop of the tag team division, they can only help with nothing but to elevate the tag team division, which is they have quite a few groups in there, but like I said, the lack of star power really kind of haunts them. New Day's trying, Primetime Players is trying. You got Los Matadores, you got the Lucha Dragons, the Usos. Whenever they get back together and are able to back in full force where they can wrestle, it's a pretty good tag team division, and having the Dudley Boys come back in is, I think, a good idea on Vince's part, and I feel like they will win back the WWE tag team titles. So that's my opinion about that. Up next, we see that there is going to be a match, I would say, between for Kevin Owens, and he's going to be facing Ryback for the WWE Intercontinental title. Now, Ryback has been through a lot. He had staph infection. He was out for quite a few months, recovering, trying to get back and get well. He's a feel-good story. He can get the fans behind him. That's great. He's not to me, in my opinion, he doesn't have that reaction like he did when he first turned face. When he got right when he become face, he got a real good reaction. And then I think when he got hurt, it kind of took that heel run he had. I think kind of took some steam out of him, because ever since he's come back face, he's got a good story. He's got a good reason for the fans to cheer, but they're not going to work with you. I'm sorry, WWE Universe is not going to work with you when it comes to you trying to have matches and have guys that they want to push to get the fans to cheer. Fans just aren't cooperating. They're just not cheering with who they think that they will cheer for. So, as we'll see in time, hopefully that'll work. But Ryback will be facing up. And like I said, on the other side of this, of the match, we're having Kevin Owens. Now, make no mistakes about it. Kevin Owens is one of my favorite wrestlers. The size doesn't matter. He may be a big boy, but you know what? He can handle a match. He can carry a match. He has the moves. He like Cesaro, have really helped, had some good matches, and even with John Cena, they had their matches together. Awesome matches. The guy can carry, and the guy's not just new, green behind the ears wrestler. He's been out there well over a decade in wrestling the indies. He knows what he's doing, and to me, he is really good on the mic. He's really good on the mic. WWE rarely have that these days. You could say CM Punk was good on the mic. Bray Wyatt, he's really good on the mic. But I also feel like Kevin Owens is really good on the mic too, and that's awesome, because that's what helps to sell that character. And if he can get up under the skin of you, then he's doing what he's supposed to. If you're booing him, he's doing what he's wanting you to do to him, and that's boo him. And to me, it's just funny because he doesn't care. He does not care. You see him with Machine Gun Kelly. He powerbombed him through the table. You see, after Cena got hurt at that house show they done a couple weeks back, he even harassed Cena on his Twitter account, telling him that it wasn't life that hurt him. It was he that hurt him. Talking about Kevin Owens that hurt him. And so he pulls no punches, and I think that this will be a good match. Kevin Owens can hold his own. It's just how Ryback does. But I feel like it's time for Kevin Owens to have a title. I really do. He needs a title. So I'm feeling like somehow Kevin Owens should win this match and become Intercontinental Champion. I feel that in my gut because he needs that title. He's definitely earned it. I know that some on Vince's members of his crew staff don't like Owens and don't want him pushed, but Triple H hit gold when he got this guy and hired him because he's just what they needed to have. He's a good bad guy. Just keep making him, even more of a bad guy, and you can't lose with Kevin Owens. The man is money when you put him behind the mic and put him in a match. So, for my opinion, prediction for this match will be it will be Kevin Owens defeating and actually winning the WWE Intercontinental Title match. Up next, as we have, folks, on the pay-per-view is one of the great matches of our times. And please know that I am saying this very, very sarcastically. And if you have a bathroom break, now's the time to take it because that's what this next match one of the participants usually does have that tendency to cause. The next matchup is for the WWE Divas title, and we've got a storyline going on as of right now. And like I said, there's about another week or so left before the pay-per-view. But it varies in this matchup and reasons why. Because Nikki Bella is trying to attempting to become the longest reigning Divas champion, outlasting AJ Lee. Now, we all know AJ Lee was a good diva. She fought over her period of time. She only got better and better. That she had the title within, 2 years, maybe? I think with her fighting. She earned that. She was a good athlete, like a lot of the NXT girls that have came up to the main roster. But the problem is that Nikki Bella is no AJ Lee. Nikki Bella is no NXT women or any of the divas that have come up in the past. She can't wrestle. She can. She's been there 7, 8 years. 8 years, I think, is what they're saying, and she hasn't gotten any better. I don't know whether she just hasn't learned. She just doesn't care. Is it because she's with Cena? But for whatever reason, she just doesn't care. And so we'll see on Raw, the Go Home Raw, before pay-per-view, on whether she loses that title or not before Raw's over with. If she defeats Charlotte, which is in this pay-per-view match against her for the title, then she will be the longest reigning diva. If not, then she's going to come up one day short, thanks to Charlotte. And Charlotte Flair, yes, I recognize that last name, Flair, is the daughter of Ric Flair. She is very athletic, very gifted, hasn't been wrestling long, which lets us know that it's possible to be able to go out there and to be able to learn the craft and perform at a high level. And she's done that. Rick didn't ask her into it. She was originally a personal trainer, but then she had found that niche that she wanted to do it, something she liked, and Rick was all for it, which I would be too. And so she has made it up on her own, training, going through NXT, through the Performance Center, working some matches. She has done a great job, enough that they felt enough to have her name brought up to the main roster to join the Divas roster. And I feel like Charlotte was supposed to win. Charlotte was supposed to win the title a while back. But from what I was reading is that since Nikki is with the Golden Boy, the poster boy of WWE, Super Cena, that Super Cena had the match squashed, and that's why she's still champion. Now, she tried to say it wasn't true, but, I mean, come on, folks. You look at John Cena. He pretty much is very much swayed what can happen with these storylines. But in this Go Home Raw, we'll see future references what will happen. If she defeats Charlotte, then she will be the longest reigning diva. But I feel like if she does, coming into this matchup, I feel like she's going to lose. I really do. I think that WWE just has this agenda to dethrone AJ Lee to have because of CM Punk leaving. And, she chose to leave as well, which is her choice. And hope for the very best in whatever she chooses to do. But I think that's their way of getting back at them. And, because CM Punk was the longest reigning modern history WWE champion. So AJ Lee was the Divas champion, longest reigning. Now they're wanting Nikki Bella to get this distinction, to try to wipe that off. So, oh well, if they do that, that's fine. Doesn't make me feel any more liking Nikki Bella after it as he did before. But folks, when you spend 2 months and you're not defending a title one-on-one, now I'm not talking about these triple threat matches with this whole Divas Revolution that they're supposed to be having, but you just simply don't get it because they've done everything by having this to be a smokescreen to keep Nikki Bella champion. They have all three teams. You have Team Bad, which is with Sasha Banks, Tamina, and Naomi. You got Team Bella, which is the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox. And you have Team PCB, which is Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, which I like Becky. But anyway, they've just set them up smoke screen so that people really will take their mind off of it. But when they started putting that Titantron countdown, it just made me sick and made a lot of other people really sick too because she's not going to earn it. She didn't earn this. They just put these smoke screens up. But that's WWE for you. When they got an agenda, folks, they'll get it done. So now we come up, and my choice for this one, like I said and mentioned before, is if Charlotte does not win on Raw, that I feel like she definitely will win at the pay-per-view and take that title away from Paige. From Nikki Bella, which she really needs to, and definitely they can have someone else that can really represent that title really well. Up next, we have a match here that we've been talking about and have noticed on television here the last few months has been this drama between Rusev had Lana. I used to say Lana. Rusev and Lana were together for the longest time. Then all of a sudden, she falls for Ziggler. Ziggler takes her away from Rusev. Rusev, hurt and sad by it, has Summer Rae to join his side. And over the past few weeks, they've been getting in each other's business in the matches. And really, it's become more of a Lana versus Summer Rae than it has been Ziggler versus Rusev. Now, they've had a couple matches, and we've seen where Rusev injured Ziggler a while back in his throat, and he was out for a while. But when he came back, he's come back full force, new tights, new wrestling attire and everything, to revamp him a little bit, freshen him up a little bit. But it's just, I don't know, it's been more of a Lana versus Summer Rae more storyline. These divas are not even in storylines anywhere else, and they're the only two that seems to have storylines and really not have one to begin with. But anyway, they've gone back and forth. Ziggler has the advantage 1 week, and Rusev has the other. I think this will be it'll be a strong match. The only exception is that Lana will not be in this pay-per-view. She got hurt a while back. She had a broken wrist. They just showed her surgery that she had, and she's doing good. And it's going to take them about 4 months for her to get back. WWE had high hopes for Lana. And we're going to push her. They changed her hair, different hairstyle, different outfits. They're trying to push her more of a diva and away from Rusev, which to me, in my opinion, and Bullet B and I have talked about this, on occasion, is that there's no chemistry there. They don't look comfortable together, both Ziggler and Lana don't. And I'm kind of thinking, hopefully they'll do some kind of major turn and she'll go back to Rusev. But that remains to be seen on how to do that. You never know. WWE, they're always up in the air about everything. So, break it down the match. I feel like Rusev will come on top on this match because of Summer Rae. I don't know if Lana's going to show up. That may have an effect on the match. But as of me knowing right now, that she may not be. then I just see Rusev winning this match due to some kind of interference with Summer Rae or not. So that's my choice for that matchup. Would be Rusev defeating Dolph Ziggler. All right, winding our matches down here, we have a good matchup. It's a three-man tag match. We're having the revamped Wyatt family, basically with Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and the newly member of the Wyatt family, which is Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman is a very, very tough individual, folks. He is one that has been on there. He was a world's strongest man competitor. I mean, this dude is strong. I mean, over the last few weeks, they've made him seem that way to where Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose have to get a mystery partner, hoping that'll be enough to take out the Wyatts, because the Wyatts have been basically dominating Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose over the last few weeks. And, you know, they've been having a mystery about who this person can be. I'm not going to say who it is until, you know, the pay-per-view happens, then we'll see. But the guy they've gotten, hopefully he'll fit right in and blend in well with them. And it'll hopefully be enough to overcome. This is a tough match that could go either way for whatever particular line. But I feel like maybe the Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and the mystery partner will somehow come up on top. I know it seems a bit, stretched there with Strowman and Luke Harper, because they all have, those guys are very strong, very good workers. But I just feel like this new guy, whoever he is, since they're debuting him as well, will overcome and win their matchup this week, or this pay-per-view. So I feel like my choice for the Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Mr. Partner versus the Wyatts, I feel like Dean Ambrose's team will come out on top. So that's just my choice here. One of the two matches left on the card, and both involve one wrestler. Seth Rollins. He's their dual champion. He owns both the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and he also owns the United States Championship. And he's got two very different competitors who's going against these in these matches here. He in one match for the U.S. Championship, he's got Superman Cena. And in the other matchup for the World Heavyweight Championship, he has the Icon Sting. So we'll get started and talk a little bit about the Sting WWE World Heavyweight Championship match versus Sting. Yes, we'll talk about it first because, strangely enough, this isn't the main event. This is not the main event at all. Because simply put, Superman Cena is going to make sure that his match is going to be last in the main event. Even though Sting is a spectacle, Sting has only come in once in a while, they still have Superman Cena leading the way. So, first matchup will be with Seth Rollins versus Sting. Now, this match is one, as I've stated before, can go in two different ways, and I'll break it down to you. Sting has been an icon for so long at WCW. He's the very last guy to hang in the WCW. He was the last one from there to jump ship and go to WWE here recently. I'm not too down about that because I feel like Sting, one, will go into the Hall of Fame, and he should. Two is that I feel like he should get a title win. He should deserve to get a WWE title shot before he enters into this into the Hall of Fame. So, Sting has been around for a while. He's seen it all, done it all. Seth Rollins, Seth's young, upcoming upstart. He's the architect of the Authority and the WWE, and so he is now coming into his own because he is actually being stronger within his character than he was a few months ago when he had Kane and J&J Security fighting all for him and him running, but he's becoming more of a valid champion now, and I'm glad that he is. He's one of the young talents too. The WWE has something with, along with Reigns, along with Ambrose, they can push if they'll give them the right push, but that still remains to be seen. But Seth Rollins is going to take the WWE title, and he's going to defend against Sting. Sting, like I said and mentioned before, Sting's done it all, saw it all, multi-time world champion. Sting could definitely use this and be a great look on his resume to have that WWE championship by his name, that he was indeed a champion after all that he's accomplished, that he was able to go there and do that. And some people, uh, you know, hate on Sting because he hasn't wrestled, but since he fought Triple H, and he's not wrestled that much. But you have to look at who he is and give respect to who the man is. The man has done a lot. He's been through a lot of matches, and he has held on his weight and helped carry WCW when it couldn't have it carry itself. So we look at this match, and I feel like it could go one of two ways, and that's why it's hard for me to give you a definite answer, because I feel like these two things are so strongly even that would be tough to do that. First of all, I would say that it could go this way. I feel like due to Sting's age and due to Sting's lack of being able to work a full-time schedule, which is what they want their WWE champion to do, with the exception of Brock Lesnar, and you know, Sting's not able to do that. He's not like he used to be. A lot of his prime and days are almost past him, and he's just not able to handle that kind of workload, or else he would be doing it now. So we see that Sting may lose, you know, and it'd be a drawback because he's already lost against Triple H. But you know, are they willing to put Seth Rollins down and push him only to allow Sting to get this? And I just don't think they can. I mean, that's just my opinion of it. And the other way is this: Sting could somehow have a long, brutal match with Seth. Both of them give out. Both of them tired. Sting barely pulled it out in the end. And while he's got the WWE title and he's holding it up and celebrating, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Sheamus comes out. And that's why I said Sheamus doesn't fight Randy Orton again this month. Thank God. So Sheamus comes out and he gives the big boot, and he beats Sting, and he ends up being the WWE champion, which will later on set up a potential feud with Brock Lesnar, because these two guys have never faced each other at all. Sheamus has never faced, Brock Lesnar before, so this could be a good quality new feud. It could be a good quality misunderstanding, but whatever the case may be, it's just, I just hope that Sting comes out and wins in the end. But you never know. Sheamus can come out on top and win the title. So that's the other possibility I have. And coming down to last, and I say this is last because this will be the main event on the card, we see Seth Rollins once again defend his U.S. Championship against Superman John Cena. Now, I don't want to speak too much on this match because we've seen them fight before. They can both put on a good match as long as there's no botch moves. And for God's sake, John Cena, please stop trying to do that springboard stunner. That's not a move you can handle. You've tried it how many times, and how many times have you nailed it? How many times have you slipped and botched it? Please, I'm asking you, not from a fan, but just someone, just please don't attempt that again. You've already got the rattlesnake really angry with you because you can't do the move. Please stop trying to do that move. I know you're trying to gain your repertoire up with moves and have at least 7 moves, but come on, don't try that move. It's just not working out for you. So he's going to defend it, and Cena. And plus 2 is, I had read that WWE is already having some new U.S. shirts produced again. So they typically don't do that unless there's going to be a change. So I think this is where the title will change hands. Is that I feel that while Seth could beat Sting, I feel like Cena will defeat Seth Rollins for the U.S. title, because I don't see Seth going in and losing both titles. I truly don't. I don't see Seth losing both titles in this pay-per-view, because that would kind of make his push less effective if he loses both titles. Because you see what happens whenever they lose their titles. These guys do. They lose their titles. the very next year, the very next week, all of a sudden now they become mid-card guys again. Just ask Kevin Owens. He'll tell you. So that would be my choice, is that John Cena will defeat, Seth Rollins, and that's who my choices will be. I hope the pay-per-view is going to be great. I look forward to watching it, and just looking forward to having a great pay-per-view. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the video. Like I said, I hope you agree or disagree with my choices. If you have different choices, you can put them down below in my comment section. You can, I would like, if you want to like the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my Team B member, Bullet B. Subscribe to his channel. Like our videos. He's got a cool YouTube show. You should really watch it. He gives a lot of different philosophies and talks and advice and things and life stories. Has a whole variety of things on there. So you want to go and check his page out, and check my page out as well. I try to do a few videos, advice if I can. Even singing on there. I do try to do a little bit of everything, but I hope you all enjoyed the video, and hope you all enjoyed the pay-per-views that comes up. And this is Team B Presents. This is Bill Mack. Bullet B will be back next time. Take care, and I am signing off.